Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for choosing another edition of Let's Chat and Jam. In this episode, I speak with a sister by the name of Bossie Vee, coming out of New York City. This lady here, dope with it. Much potential. Check out this interview we did right now. Hey, what's going on, everybody? MC Andrew Love back on your screen one more time with another edition of Let's Chat and Jam. In this episode, I have a special guest by the name of Bossie Vee. Yeah. And she's a dope artist, a lot of potential, and can accomplish some big things. That's why I brought her here for y'all to hear her today. So without further ado, let me bring in Bossie Vee.
Hi.
How you doing, Bossie Vee? What is going on?
Nothing, just doing my thing with the music, trying to survive this pandemic.
So when did you realize you had a passion for music?
When I was about 7 years old, I was into Disney movies and I love The Little Mermaid. And music actually runs in my family. So I was actually admired by my cousins and uncles when they used to sing a lot in the hallways back then. And I was like, I want to do that.
So you've been making music ever since?
I just been shy about it. I kept it as a hobby at first.
So when did you start going to the studio and recording?
I started in 2018.
Okay. And you've been recording ever since 2018?
Yes.
Have you made any music videos too?
I actually made one recently. It's called Sexy by Story Murphy, and I was featured in it. It's a really good video. It's on YouTube.
Okay, so make sure you all tap that in. Check out Bossie Vee on YouTube. Who was your greatest influence?
My grandmother and my father. Let them rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Do you have any influences in music?
Yes. I love Aaliyah. Let her rest in peace. I admired her and Alicia Keys, Whitney Houston, Erykah Badu. I admire, because the reason why I admire them is because they're very unique. They're different in every aspect, sound, personality, and that's why I admire them. And their ambition drive me to want to pursue my career even more, because even though they're different, they still making hits and they still are being heard.
I'm digging the vibes. You've dropped some heavy names there. Some real dope artists, some heavy hitters. And I can see why you look up to them. It makes a lot of sense because they are dope and they do a lot of different things. You are absolutely correct. They all sound different and they all have their own style. Mm-hmm. That's what I love about certain artists today, is they have to have their own style. When you get into music, you don't want to sound like anybody else, because if you do, you got to share the lane with them. And now you're in competition. But if you have your own lane, there's nobody around you to compete with you. And so that way you have your own set of fans. It's amazing how that works.
Yes, that's definitely, I totally agree, because I like to be myself. I like to be unique. I like to be different. And I want to be the one to inspire people in different ways.
Yeah, man. All I could say is you keep doing what you're doing. You keep practicing. You keep singing. You keep recording, because you're only going to get better. The more you do it, the better you get.
Thank you.
So when you're not in the studio or making music, what are you doing?
Besides my music, I'm also helping other artists like myself. My husband, he's my partner as well. He sings. We actually work with a whole entire crew called Jag Life, and we pretty much support each other on everything. And then at the same time, I'm a mother. I do mommy duties. My life is pretty busy and very productive.
Bossie Vee. So there's a song that I found in your archive on loan. It's called Emotion. And I want to play a snippet of that. Can you tell us about Emotions? Give us a backstory to this song.
Yes. Emotions is actually one of my favorite songs out of 3 songs that I recently recorded. And this one is actually part of my new EP that's coming out, which is called It Wasn't Me, It Was You. And it's basically my past relationship experiences. I made that particular song because at that time I was really going through emotions like anybody else would. So I was still trying to find myself at the same time. So it's going to be off of my EP coming soon, the ending actually of this month. And I hope you guys enjoy it and like it because this song, it really means a lot to me.
All right, y'all. So this is Bossie Vee, Emotions. Okay. All right. I do hear the potential. I do hear the emotion. Oh boy, this sounds good. All right. I'm listening. All right, y'all. If you want to hear the rest of the song, you know what you got to do. You got to go to loom.fm and download the app on Android or iPhone if you want to hear the rest of Bossie Vee Emotions. That's where you got to go, folks. Telling you something, man. I think that's pretty good. That's pretty good, Bossie Vee. You do have potential. Tell us some of your experiences since you've been in the music industry.
I actually performed with a live band for the first time when I first very started in performing. It was very exciting. This was in 2019. It was super dope. I loved it. It was a new experience for me because I'm so used to, here's my flash drive. There's, the song is on there. It was more like I had to deal with a band and actually let them hear the beat that I have to try to somehow, critique the same type of style, but in their way. So that was really different and nerve-wracking because I was really nervous. I was really nervous about that. I was like, oh my God, I hope they don't mess up my song. I hope they just, they make it somehow, hot. Because it was an actual, it was a bedroom playlist song. A band with that type of freaky song. It's like, yeah.
But they did a pretty good job on it.
Yes, they were wonderful. They were really good. I was super happy and relieved. I really am happy that I experienced that, definitely. And also, I also got to open for Styles P in Newark. It was super cool. I was really nervous because I'm like, oh my God, it's a big timer, but when I went there, I was fine. Like I was good. It was like I knew him from the neighborhood. That's how I felt. It was nothing like starstruck type. It was just, I guess I felt that when I was actually going there because like I couldn't believe that this was happening. So so it was really super cool. I enjoyed that experience. It was really nice. Also, I won a Las Vegas interview because I performed for 105.1 and Hot 97. And I was the only R&B singer. That's the crazy part. I was the only R&B singer there. It was nothing but hip hop artists there. And I was the only female there too. So I felt like I was in a Shark Tank because there was so many rap artists. And I'm like, oh my God, like I'm an R&B singer. Like, how am I going to put myself in that position? But I like any challenge. So whatever you throw at me, I'm going to do it. So I did it and it felt good. Like, and everybody loved my song. I got the only standing ovation. Everybody was happy.
What song did you sing?
I sung Calling You Up and I sung Come Over.
And you can find those on all platforms. Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, Pandora, iHeartRadio,
Amazon.
So anywhere there's a stream, Bossie Vee is in the middle of it.
Yes. So
you can definitely go and check out Bossie Vee and all those platforms that were just mentioned, including loom.fm. So make sure you go to loom.fm and type in Bossie Vee. That's BOSSIEVEE. And she will pop right up. You could jam to her tracks right over there on loom.fm. Do you have any advice for any of the young folks coming up that want to get into music? What would you tell them?
Keep pushing. Do it. Let people hear your voice. The voice to be heard is very important, as well as your thoughts. So thoughts go into your voice. So do what you gotta do. Keep grinding. Don't settle for less. Don't lose a chance of an opportunity. Know who's loyal, because loyalty comes a long way when you're in this type of industry, because there's a lot of unloyal things that be happening and you do not want that for your career. Just make sure you don't give up, believe in yourself, push yourself, make sure you're good all the way mentally for this, because you really need to be ready for this mentally.
Do you have any burning desires?
Yes. My burning desires is actually to work with Chris Brown.
That's a pretty good desire right there.
Yes, it is. I love his music. I love his style. Everybody's like, oh, because he's so cute. No, it has nothing to do with that. I just love his personality and his music. I love it because he's very diverse. And that's the way I like to work. I like to work with different agendas. And I love the way he dances too. So that's super dope. I would love to work with him.
Well, I think that's a great motivation. And I think that's something to look up to and look forward to. America, it is I, MC Andrew Love. This is Let's Chat and Jam. And this guest is Bossie Vee. Bossie Vee is coming from a place where she's been singing since she was 7 years old. And she's continuing on that journey into 2021. Been making music now since 2018, and she's still grinding. Her dream, her goal is to make a song with Chris Brown. Wouldn't that be so dope for it to happen? And I believe it can happen. All she has to do is keep working for it. And anything you work for, it's going to happen. So I'm telling you, folks, you got to go to loom.fm. You got to check out Bossie Vee. You have to go to Spotify, YouTube Music, Pandora, iHeartRadio, all those platforms that we spoke about earlier. That's where you need to be at right now to check out Bossie Vee. Her songs are there. You could get an opportunity to be one of the first fans to really gravitate towards her style. And then you can tell everybody else about Bossie Vee and how you heard Bossie Vee right in the beginning of her career, and she's blossoming right before your very eyes. Go on over to loom.fm, follow her, and be there for her while she's making her journey through the music industry. I believe in you, Bossie Vee, and I believe that you're going to make it happen for yourself. So I pray for you. I pray that you succeed at everything that you ever wanted to do. I pray that God removes the haters out your way and allows you a straight path to success. That's my prayer for you.
Thank you.
And I want to thank you for coming to the show, Bossie Vee. I really do. I duly appreciate your time. What does music mean to you?
Music is, to me, it's very therapeutic. It helped me get through a lot of situations that I was dealing with, whether it was domestic violence in my past and other business-wise situations I was dealing with when it came to having a management. It helped me a lot when I stepped into the zone of me performing, recording, or whatever it is, working with different artists. I'm stress-free. Like, I feel at ease. I feel like I'm home.
Well, I'm so glad that you got into music. I'm happy that you're doing it. I'm happy that you found a passion, a therapeutic, if you will. And I really pray that people find your music as much as you find music therapeutic. I pray they find your music therapeutic. So people, all you got to do is tap in. And to tap in, Bossie Vee is going to tell you where you can find her. Let everybody know where they can find you, Bossie Vee.
You can find me on Facebook, Bossie Vee, Bossie, V with 2 E's. Instagram, it's all the same name. Don't worry, it's not all crazy. Instagram, Twitter, wow, everywhere. I'm everywhere. Just hit me up, say hi.
All right, man. That means time ran out on the show. Unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. Since you've been on here for the first time, Bossie Vee, you are now part of the Let's Chat and Jam fam, which means that you don't have to wait for me to hit you up. All you need to do is hit me up in my DMs and say, Drew, I need to get on the show. Put me on the calendar. I got something to talk about. And I will look at my calendar and say, deal, and put you in. And we'll start chatting and jamming.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for coming through, and be safe out there, Bossie Vee.
Yes, be safe, guys.
Thank you.
Too.
And everyone
so
else, be safe, wear a mask, wash your hands, social distance. Peace out. Hey, thanks for watching. And if you like what you saw, hit the subscribe button. And also tap that notification bell right there so that way you won't miss an episode of a Conversation With series right here on Let's Chat and Jam.